That's Airman First Class Benjamin Jackson surprising his mom in the middle of the night 14 months after arriving at his first permanent duty station in Japan, and just 7 weeks before he passed away. Ben's family knew that they had been given a gift to have a moment like that with their son, and not all service members, see, this is where I choke up, sorry, can afford to make expensive trips home to see their loved ones.
In honor of their son, their mission is to help as many military families stay connected as possible. And joining us now is Ben's brother, Matthew Jackson, and father, Larry Jackson. They created the Ben Jackson Foundation, which is just so great. Nice to meet you guys. Thanks so much for being here.
Very nice to meet you both. Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about Ben first. It's got to be hard for you guys to watch that video too.
Yeah, but it's great seeing like how loved he was. My mom was so excited to see him, and he just gave off that energy to everybody, and it was so great that, you know, he was able to come home and see everybody that he loved before he passed away.
No, you older or younger?
I'm
Ben?
younger.
You're
Yes,
younger.
2 years.
Okay. And were you home at the time that he came home?
I actually filmed that video.
You're the one filming it. Okay. Okay.
Yes.
So that was the first time he'd been home in quite a while, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep, since the prior Christmas. So it was about 14 months before that.
14 months.
Yep.
And then 7 weeks after you filmed that video, he died on base, right?
Yeah, in a motorcycle accident on base, yeah.
Thank you for his service. You know, we're proud to have you guys here and sharing this. And obviously then you decided after this to create a foundation in his honor. So talk a little bit about the foundation, what it's doing for others.
So when people join the military and they're stationed away from home on base, if they want to come visit home and see family, the military doesn't actually pay for that, which a lot of people think that they do.
I didn't know that.
So a lot of people end up not being able to come home for a while because they can't afford it. So at the Ben Jackson Foundation, we raised money to make sure that we can help pay for those travel expenses and bring families back together.
Wow.
How do you go about selecting people to receive this gift?
It's really a difficult and gut-wrenching process, to be honest. We get as many as 300 applications in a single month, and we have to narrow that down to, you know, 10 to 12 people is what we typically do.
300 in a month.
We actually cut off our applications when we hit 300, and I think last month we had to cut it off on the 9th of the month.
So the pictures that we're looking at, are all of these examples of military service members who've been able to come home because of the gift from your foundation?
Yeah, these are all people that we've helped and have shared their photos with us.
What do some people say their reason in the letters and the applications that they give to you? What do they say to you? What are you reading in these?
A lot of times it's I need a mental health break. I'm stressed out. I haven't seen my parents. I haven't seen my family. My grandmother's not doing well. We had someone from Janesville Station in Okinawa. He came home to spend a few days with his grandfather in hospice right before he passed away. So it's all kinds of reasons, really. But most of it is they just want to get home and be around that support structure that they grew up with, and now they're suddenly at 18 years old, so far removed from it.
Is it a family process, going through the letters, the applications you receive, and then making sort of like a group decision on who you can grant the request to?
Well, we started out, the process has really evolved. We actually said yes to everybody in the beginning, but then 2 years ago when things really blew up and a lot of bases found out about us, we started getting more applications. So we put together a committee, we divide them up, people read through them, and then we make our final choices,
How many have you been able to help? Because I cut you off earlier when you said you receive about 300 a month, and how many are you able to grant, and how many total have you been able to do?
All in all, we've hit almost 400 people that we've been able to say yes to give this award. But that sounds like a big number, and it is, and it's awesome, but at the same time, we've gotten over 8,600 applications total. So historically, we can say yes to about 4%. So one of our driving goals is we've always wanted to say yes to everybody. And we're trying to get let more people know about us so we can improve our fundraising and say yes to more people.
I think it's so beautiful that you wanted to do something to honor his memory. And I'm sure so many different things came to mind. But the idea that you're helping other people who sacrificed like him with the military, and then that realizing how important that last visit was to your family, I think to give that to somebody else, to have the chance to come home and have a special time with their family is such a great idea. And I'm guessing what you need most is financial support, donations from people, so that you can grant more of those 8,600 applications that come in.
With that, so with that trip of when he came home, we didn't know it at the time, but that was kind of like our goodbye. And he really got to see everybody that he loved during that trip. And we want to, make sure other people can do that. And we never want money to be the reason that someone can't come home.
We're out of time, but is there a typical number that it takes to get a service member home?
So if you're flying domestically, we award $500 or $1,000 if they're coming home from overseas.
Great. So any contribution helps, but those are kind of the target numbers.
Definitely. Yep.
Thank you guys so much for being here. We're going to make sure everybody's got the information so they can contribute and be a part of this awesome work that you guys are doing.
Yeah,
Really nice to meet you, and thanks for the work that you're doing.
Love it.
The Ben Jackson Foundation is always accepting donations. You can visit benjacksonfoundation.org/donate to make your donation.